preview of the Ashes series. The first test was very, very exciting. It was a nail biter, and Australia won the game. And now here we are previewing the second test. Pdogg is here with us. Welcome, Pdogg. So after that marathon nail biter first test, here we are previewing the second test. What are your initial thoughts, Pdogg?
Look, sir, to be very honest with you, I've been part of international cricket as well. When you lose a test match like that in a demoralizing way, where you felt you have a massive chance of winning it and going 1-0 up, then you lose. Now the ball is on England's court to really come up, all guns blazing, get their playing 11 sorted out, believe that they can turn it out, because if you go 2-0 down, it's not going to be easy to beat this Australian side and make a comeback. And now it's not just a series. It all depends upon the WTC as well. The most important thing, all the points will be important. Remember, both the teams has been docked 2 points per over rate. So that both the teams will be very, very desperate to put up another winning performance. The pressure will be more on England than Australia.
Okay. So coming to the second test, it is at the Mecca of cricket, the Lords. So what conditions do you see, Pdogg? What are the conditions likely to be? What are your thoughts on that? And also possible team changes, swinging conditions. They might want to opt for a different type of bowling attack. So what are your thoughts?
The most important thing we spoke about what it is going to be in Birmingham. It's going to be absolute flat belter of the pitch. Here comes another testing pitch where the conditions is going to swing up and down. Now, when you take you to there in the last 10 years of statistics in Lords, the pitch which is going to be similar, that's going to be played in the second test match. This is going to shock you. The team batting first, that is the first innings average score is only 220. And the second innings average score is 342, followed by third innings, that is 200. And then the fourth innings drops to an alarming 231. So you can see what kind of pitch, what is the nature of the home of cricket Lords. It's always going to be a lot of swing for the fast bowlers early on in the first 3 sessions, that is day 1. Then it becomes beautiful to bat on day 2. And even until the second session of day 3, it will be good to bat. Then the uneven bounce will start happening where it's going to keep low. And still, the important thing, what I'm going to reflect here is, on the first innings, if you see, the seamers average, they are picking up a wicket every 20 runs and they're picking up a wicket every 38 balls, compared to the spinners average of a huge 44. And also they are picking up a wicket only in every 73 balls. Then you move on to innings 2, that is 342 average. If you see the seamers average slightly goes up, that is 31, and their strike rate, they're picking up wicket every 9 overs, that is 54. The spinners doesn't even come to the picture on the second innings with an average of 53 and a strike rate of 85, that is picking up a wicket only every 14 overs. Then you go to the innings 3, now again the fast bowlers comes into the picture where the average drops down to 23 and the strike rate is 44.68, that is every 7.2 over they're picking up a wicket. Comparatively to spinners, very high average of 45.93 and they're only picking up a wicket every 7 balls, even the third innings. Now go to the important fourth innings. Again, the average of the seamers is 21. And then they're picking up a wicket every 44 balls. That is again 7.2. The spinners average is 26.75, slightly better. And they are picking up a wicket every 7.2 overs. So considering the fact that the last 10 matches, if you see, the seamers have picked up 308 wickets at a great average of 24 and a strike rate of 45.44. That's a wicket every 7.5 overs. Comparatively to the spinners who only picked up 46 wickets at a very high average of 42.54 and the strike rate of 70.08. There's a picking up a wicket every 12 overs. So that is a ratio of 87% of the wickets in the last 10 matches picked up by the seamers compared to 13% of wickets only picked up by the spinners. The highest first inning score, when you see in the recent 15 years, is 593. The second innings is 524. Highest third inning score is 478. And highest fourth inning score is 406. That has been scored by Australia in 2009 on a losing cost. If you see the highest successful chase ever made in the home of cricket, that is 344 for 1. That's done way back 39 years before in 1984 by West Indies versus England, which comprised Greenwich, Rains, and Richards and all these stalwarts. And the next highest score is only 282. That is done by England versus New Zealand 204. Apart from one score that has been chased more than 300, none of the test match chases which has exceeded beyond 300. And when you see how the day-to-day wickets fall and average run scored, it's give you alarming reading as well. The day one, you get 277 for 10 wickets fall compared to only 289 for 6 in day 2. And day 3, it goes to 283 for 7. It's also not bad. Day 4, it comes down to 274 for 9. And day 5, it becomes very, very difficult to bat. It's 266 for 10. So normally, I am someone who always say win the toss and bat first, particularly in China conditions. Here, where it's going to swing a lot early on, particularly the first session is going to be very, very difficult to negotiate. And both the teams have got swing bowlers in their arsenal. So I want the team which is going to win the toss to bowl first here to have that early advantage.
Okay. That's your points on the conditions. What about the playing both the teams and England? Many have suggested should consider bringing in somebody like Mark Wood into the playing 11. Also, what do you think about Johnny Bairstow's wicket keeping? You think, anyways, he's a good enough batter. We all know that. But you think they might look at somebody else who could be a better wicket keeper in that spot? Other side, Australia don't have much of a problem, and they could very well go with the same side. Or should they bring in someone like a Stark? Or what are your thoughts on the playing 11, Peter?
See, even the last episode, he asked me the questions of the importance of Moeen Ali and the inclusion of Mark Wood. Now, the last episode, before doing the research, I said that Moeen Ali has to be a certainty. Now, having a look at the pitch which they are going to prepare is going to have a little bit of a tinge of a grass there. We're going to assess the seamers, and this kind of pitch where only 13% of wickets have been taken by the spinners throughout, even they're not making an impression on day 5 on 4th innings. I would rather definitely try and consider Mark Wood in place of Moeen Ali. I'm always a believer of something. Whatever may be the format, whatever you're playing, if number 7 batsman is not going to bail you out and you expect your number 8 batsman to come and bail you out, you are already in trouble. The another thing what you spoke about, the right thing is the questioning about the wicket-keeping skills of Johnny Bairstow, even though he's a powerhouse batter. The option they've got is Ben Foakes, who can also bat, but the issue is Bairstow is someone who bats one session. He can really take the game out of the equation. So unfortunately, they won't take that call. The only thing what I'm thinking about is this. And the second thing what you asked me, we discussed about it, is the existence of both Broad and Anderson. And then you pointed out one thing very correctly, asking James Anderson's record in the home of cricket. Let me brief that why I say that I really want James Anderson is he's the top wicket taker in lot with 117 test wickets in just 27 matches at an average of 24.5 and a magnificent economy of 2.71. So it is going to be really, really unbelievable if they think about getting rid of James Anderson, considering that he's ruled the home of cricket. And the second highest wicket taker for them in that particular ground is none other than his partner Stuart Broad, who has also played 27 matches and picked up 108 wickets, just 9 shy away from James Anderson with a great average of 27.42, also a tight economy of 3.06, and is also picking up a wicket every 9 overs. Strike rate of James Anderson is 54.33 and the strike rate of Stuart Broad is 53.72. And taking into consideration, this might be irrelevant of the topic. The another guy who's going to be a swing bowler used to dominate and open the bowling for England, Ian Botham, who played 15 test matches there, picked up 69 wickets at an average of 24, economy of 3.1, and an even better strike rate of 46.28, gives you a clear idea what kind of bowlers have dominated here. That is going to be the swing bowlers. And let me also take one consideration where I feel it won't be a bad idea to leave Moeen Ali out is England stalwart who played in the past, the classical Graham Swan, was played 10 matches, then he has only picked up 19 innings. He has picked up only 40 wickets at an average of 24 with an economy of 2.64, but a strike rate of 54.70. Graham Swan is one of the best spinners they have produced. If he has picked up only 40 wickets in 19 innings, you can see the impact spinners or make. So if you ask me, The one change I would be really tempted to bring in is definitely going to be Mark Wood, but in place of whom I would definitely, seeing the stats, seeing the conditions, the pitch that is going to be in offer, I want both Anderson and Broad to surely play. And then the third seamer is going to be Mark Wood in place of Moilani. As far as Australia is concerned, I don't see them making any changes at all, even though you raised a question of Mitch Marsh in place of Cameron Green. But Cameron Green is showing a lot of promise. He batted well, even though he didn't get a big score. And he's also a brilliant fielder in slips and values. There's some astonishing catches there. And he's also someone who can bowl more quicker
Shubman
than
Gill
Mitch
will
Marsh.
be watching, I hope. About the
I agree.
astonishing catches of Cameron Green, I hope Shubman Gill is also watching.
It is one
Okay,
of the.
Pdogg.
So that
Yeah,
is where I
one
feel.
more point.
Yeah.
Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I don't see Australia making any changes. So this is going to be the Australian team.
Okay. So one more point is that it is a very dangerous sign for England that between Smith and Labuschagne, they got less than 40 runs, both innings included. Despite that, Australia won. And imagine one of them coming to the party in the next test. That is really a dangerous sign to watch out for England. So what do you think about that, and how do they counter that threat?
This is an unbelievable question and the thought you're putting in, because let me tell you, Stephen Smith and David Warner have always scored in difficult pitches against a quality bowling attack, where the ball is swinging and seaming around, lurching around here and there. These guys have put their hand up to come up with big scores, which is also won't be a good sign, as far as England bowling unit is concerned. And the second thing, what I'm talking about is England is not going to change their approach. They're going to come hard, all guns blazing to keep their baseball thing. The second thing is now after one test match loss, people are talking about baseball approach has been beaten by the old-fashioned theory. The declaration is wrong and all these things. They're desperate to prove people wrong that the theory is right. They may go even more harder, provided they lose the toss. Australia bowl first. They've got quality seam bowling attack that is going to be the accurate Hazelwood. It is going to be the accurate Scott Boland. It is going to be an accurate Pat Cummins, and then backed up by Cameron Green. And Netherlands is someone who happily played a defensive role of spreading four fielders in the boundary and bowled 19 overs for 36 runs. Taking this into consideration and the kind of approach England is going to have, an Australian batsmen have all been putting up, runs here, and they've also been playing in the county matches. Labuschagne has been playing a lot of county matches, as does Stephen Smith. If you ask me, the edge again, if you ask me before the start of the test match, considering all the points, it is 55-45 in favor of Australia, particularly if they win the toss and opt to goal first. Now I'm going to put you in a very difficult situation again, as a usual, because your predictions has been spot on. Where are you going to put your money on, England or Australia?
I think England may go ahead and this one. I am sorry for that, but it's just a call that England may just level the series at Lords. Is my thought, Pdogg. One more thing before the final thoughts. We saw Robinson's send-off that he gave to Usman Khawaja. And we have seen many instances like this in the past also.
So normally, if you see that I've also been part of these kind of incidents that is happening. One thing I want to tell you is, I'm not defending Wally Robinson here. When you play India-Pakistan is playing against each other, when Australia and England playing in Ashes, nothing can get bigger than that. But sometimes without your knowledge of adrenaline flows, you don't know how to react at the particular time when you've caught a big fish like Usman Khawaja. Again, I'm not defending Wally Robinson. He should have been mindful on his words, what he have said, particularly because everyone knows that what he has said. There is nothing wrong in giving a send-off for a player, but as long as you feel that you are within the line of your discipline, not giving a mouthful of words on send-off, which has really infuriated everyone. One more thing I'm telling you very honestly. Is this is something which is going to really, Australia are tough-minded people, so does England. This is going to inspire people to come back. There is going to be more sledging that is going to happen from the Australian team also. They normally do it. Now England has started it to make it a topic. I'm sure Australia will try and give it back to them, which is definitely not going to be a good sign for England, particularly now 1-0 down in the test match going to Lords.
Okay. So Pdogg says, Pdogg says Australia are going 2 up, and my humble thoughts are it to be 1-1. Let's hope. I just want a good game of cricket. That is it. What are your final thoughts, Pdogg?
See, to be very honest with you, I told you there is going to be a massive advantage of team that is going to go. Answer what is come down right again. If England win the toss and they get Mark Wood in place of Moeen Ali and then bowl. We told the same thing before the WTC final. I gave an edge towards Australia. If you remember, Australia has got a chance. But I told if India win the toss, if they bat first, if they play Ashwin, India will win. But unfortunately, India didn't do that. So if England, they know the home conditions more than anyone else. So if they play the right playing 11 and they insert Australia in where it's going to be very, very difficult to bat the first two sessions of this match. Well, your thoughts are definitely, your predictions are definitely going to come once again, which has been trusted by people and more than me. So I've given my thought based on numbers and all these things. So there is a great chance of this happening. So thanks a lot, viewers. People have been asking me and asking the VK sir that we need to interact in English to make sure that many people who can't understand Tamil can also, enjoy this episode. And because of your humble request, we have just made sure that we speak in English to make sure everyone understands it. We'll again come back with another episode, which is going to be on the Tamil Nadu Premier League, of the third leg of Dindigul very soon. Until then, thanks a lot for your compliments. And please give me all your feedbacks for us to improve. Until then, we see you for the next episode. Thank you and goodbye.